This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer at John Redmond Reservoir, continuing to talk about the dredging project. I have Wes Perry, and he's with Great Lakes Dredge and Dock. Wes, we're going to start with how dredging generally works.
Sure. So on this project, we have a cutter suction dredge, which is a dredge that operates with a suction mouth, which has a cutter head rotating around it to agitate and loosen up materials. Then the pump on the other side of the suction mouth sucks the material up through the pump and out through the discharge pipe. And it then continues from there through a second main pump, from there through the booster pump and into the discharge site.
Now, how big a pipe are we talking about?
This dredge we have on this project is a 22-inch outer diameter, 21-inch inner diameter.
So to give us some idea, can you tell us about how many cubic yards of material and or gallons you're pumping a day?
Sure. So in one day, we pump about 14 million gallons per day, and an average material day is about 30,000. Yesterday was 37,000, which is just over or about a million cubic feet.
So 37,000 cubic yards of material a day?
That's right.
Yeah, well, and if anybody wants to do the math, if you put a 20-yard scraper on that, that's a lot of scraper loads a day. So that's a lot of diesel fuel, but you burn diesel fuel as well. How much do you burn a day?
Well, our booster pump is the only piece of equipment that uses diesel, and that burns about 1,400 gallons per day.
Mm-hmm. So once we break it loose, suck it into the pipe, then what happens to it after it's in the pipe?
Well, once it's in the pipe, it continues a total of 5.25 miles into our disposal facility.
And tell us how the disposal facility works.
We have a series of 5 separate disposal facilities. The material in the slurry, it settles out traveling from pond to pond. We have them all running in a series so that the material has the longest settling time.
So then when the water eventually comes out the last settling pond, where does it go?
It discharges right back into the No-Show River.
So as you do this, do you run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
We sure do.
And how many personnel does it take to run this dredge?
We have a crew of 10 guys on site at all time in 2 different shifts. So 10 guys each shift.
How much, when you're pulling out the sediment, there's bound to be things in there that aren't part of the dirt. Is that a big problem?
It certainly can be. We've actually had a few different instances where some material that we've dug has actually damaged our equipment pretty extensively.
So then it's a question of dismantling it and getting that out of there. It's not any more difficult than that. I mean, you just have to just tear it apart, and work it over again. That
is correct. Typically, it's just a 40-minute job to pull something that we've dug up out of one of our pumps.
So those pumps, how big are they and how many horsepower does that take?
We have 3 pumps on this site. One pump is 1,000 horsepower and the other 2 pumps are 2,000 horsepower.
Now you said one of them runs on diesel fuel. What do the others run on?
Our dredge is an all-electric dredge. We have a power cable running from our substation through the water and into the dredge, so that powers our 1,000 and 2,000 horsepower pumps.
We're visiting with Wes Perry. Wes is with the dredging company at John Redmond Reservoir. Back to you, Jamie.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide. Presented by Lucas Oil. Featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV. The all-new Better Horses Network.